Welcome to this lesson. During this and the next couple of lectures, I'm going to teach you a couple of keywords that will help you to generate good and better quality images specifically for your needs. Okay, so in this lesson, we will focus on keywords connected to camera. Okay, so the first keyword that I want you to learn is close up. So if you want to generate an image of something specifically, you can use the keyword close up. For example, let's write down imagine close up of a cat's face. Okay, let's try a couple of prompts. Let's say imagine close up. Okay, and we can use curly brackets to generate several prompts at the same time. So close up of an old man's face. Okay, we can say a green apple. Okay, and anything that you can imagine. If you just want to focus on a specific part of something, you can use close up. Let's say of a wallet with cash. Okay, and so on. Press enter and yes. So it will generate all three prompts at the same time. All right, the image of the cat is ready. And as you can see, it's only the face, right? Even we don't see the ears. Okay. So if you just want to focus on some specific part of a body of something or specific part of, for example, we can talk about car. Okay. Close up image of, for example, car's windshield, right? Car's door. Here we suggested an old man's face. You see, it's just the face. Okay. So you can use the word close up. Here we have green apple, and you see it's just the apple. Okay. Even not the whole apple is up here in all four images, right? In three of them, it's just part of the apple. So great image, right? So you can use the word close up to just focus on a specific object. Okay. This is the best definition. Focus on the specific part of the object. The next keyword that I want you to learn is macro. Okay. So let me show you the effect. Let's write down imagine. Let's try with the similar examples that we had here. So I'm going to come here and write down macro photo of, okay, and let's open curly brackets and write down wallet with cash. Okay, let's say green apple, an old man's face, right? And macro images, usually it's good to demonstrate a product. Okay, so here I'm going to use, for example, a gold watch as well. Okay, so let's press enter. Yes. Okay, let's wait for all the images to get ready. All right, three of the images are ready. The gold watch is under process right now, but let's look at the images that we have and compare them with the previous examples. So if you pay attention here, let me open both of them in the browser. Okay, this is the macro example, and this is the close-up example. So let's focus on the image that we have here. Okay, if you pay attention on the example that had macro inside the keywords, it usually tries to show some specific small details, but also we will have focus and blurry part inside the image. Okay, so the focus of the camera is here, and we see some blurry part of the face, right? It it's the same way here, okay? Only a small part of the object is focused, okay? The rest of it will be blurry when we use the keyword macro, okay? That's why I mentioned it is good for showing products, okay? You can see here, right? It's focused, here it's blurry. Here it's focused, okay? Let me go to the left side or the mouth, it's blurry. Now let's compare it to the other example that we had. You see, here we have blurry areas, but it's not that much comparing to the previous example. For example, here you see more or less the eyebrows are clear, the eyes are clear, the nose is more or less clear, okay? Here's the same, okay? The blurry part in macro, it's more. Let's compare two other examples, okay? Let's compare, for example, apple of the macro version. No, this is the close-up, okay? And let's go back, scroll down to the apple for macro version. So if you look at here, let's zoom in. Can you see here it's focused, here is blurry, right? Here is focused, here is blurry. But if we look at the version here, you see most part of it is focused, right? Here is mostly blurry, but in general, when we're talking about macro, usually tries to focus on very small details on that object, okay? Let's look at the gold watch example. Right, you see here, it's focused on a very little part showing details, right? You can see here, you can see even the jewelry worked on some specific part of the watch. So for these examples, we can use macro. Even if you pay attention here, we can see small details on the material used to create this watch. You can see like something like dust or scratches on the body, right? So for these things, you can use the keyword macro. The next keyword that I want to tell you about is wide angle. Okay, and it is better to use it for environment. Okay, so if I come here and write down imagine, let's describe an environment. For example, a beautiful garden in spring. Okay, then let's add wide angle shot. Okay, I'm gonna copy the same prompt and try it again, but this time even I can add another keyword to increase the wide angle. I can write down super wide angle. Okay, let's wait for these images to get ready. All right, the first one is ready, the wide angle shot. And if we look at it, let's open it inside the browser so we can see all the details. If I zoom in, if you pay attention, it's like a little bit curvy, right? It's like that we are seeing a lot of the items in our area. Okay, it's like fisheye lens. For the environment, it's a good idea to use this keyword, the wide angle. And let's see if the super wide angle is ready. Yeah, this is the super wide angle. And if we compare it with the previous example, you see it's much wider, right? It's much circular. Let's look at each of them individually. You see, if you want to generate images for environment, it's usually a good idea to use wide angle shot, but if you want to increase that, you can use super wide angle keyword, okay? So that was all the keywords that I wanted to share with you about camera, okay? About the way that we look at the objects. And the next lesson, we are going to talk about keywords related to a style, okay? So that was all about this lesson. I will see you on the next part.